smiling today, not just because it's Saturday or because I'm out with Riley in the woods near the golf course, but because the results are in. The results are in from quite a lot of the local elections, not the national local elections, but quite a lot of them. As you know, I live in Scotland, and congratulations to the SNP, the most deserving political party in Scotland as far as I'm concerned. What gives anybody else the rights to make such catastrophic economic disasters with the economy, like all the governments that have come before us, Conservative and government? Nobody else has the rights to manage the economy from the fossil fuel industry other than the Scottish Nationals. And can they possibly make more of a mistake than's been made already? If we had a sovereign wealth fund like Norway set up when they first started exploring, none of us would be feeling the pain that we're all experiencing now around the most expensive energy costs anywhere in the world. And we've got just an hour over there, huge reserves. So the Labour Party have got a lot to think about. What an unbelievable hammering. And most of the opinion poll organisations, those non-political opinion polls organisations, hit the nail on the head, as did a good friend of mine, a former Conservative member of Parliament, who's been banding back and forward some opinions with me, his own personal opinions about the outcome of the local elections and about what happens next with Keir Starmer. And I have to say, it's a tragedy to the Labour Party. They're not all bad people. There's some exceptionally good politicians in the Labour Party. But this man has ruled your party like an incompetent member of the board. That is not a chief exec in any PLC would have been given the opportunities this man has been given. The so-called working class. I couldn't laugh as much as I did when I heard him say, I am working class. He's as far from working class as an Eskimo is in the South Pole. I mean, this man is the epitome of the Labour elite. He's an absolute upper class buffoon that has no idea and no handle on what's going on in the economy right now, and the concerns that the majority of the population have. The biggest concern is the economy, the cost of living crisis. You know, the majority of the population are working class. To play the working class card backfired on him because people are not stupid. This man is an elitist snob. It's as simple as that, with no comprehension of what's going on in everyone's day-to-day lives. The small business industry has been absolutely crucified. You've never heard of so many businesses, long-established family-run businesses, going to the wall because of the unbelievable costs associated to running a business these days. The punishment now being felt by these passionate local business owners up and down the country is just another example. The U-turns this man's made, the manifesto pledges that he made, not one of them he stood by. The biggest U-turns in all political history. The most hated politician in UK political history. Come on, for goodness sake. The writings on the wall. Those credible Labour members of Parliament that still exist. You have to get rid of this man. Just to save face, apart from anything else, because you can't save your party. Your party's doomed, as far as I'm concerned. The next ruling party will neither be Conservative or Labour. And I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, the opinion polls suggest it's reform. I'm not entirely sure that Nigel Farage is the man for the job neither. He set the ball in motion. Hopefully, they'll get their act together. If they don't deliver on the concerns of the mass population right now, the cost of living crisis, the illegal immigrants has got a lot to do with it, because there's a lot of resentment from the mass population in relation to the way these people are being treated when they come into the country. It doesn't make you a racist if you don't agree with the fact that people get handed things on a plate that don't deserve it, that are not from this country, that entered illegally. And that's not hard, that's not far-right opinion. That's somebody that sees it for what it is. If we established a sovereign wealth fund when we started drilling the North Sea in the early 70s, as Norway did, one of the wealthiest countries in Europe, if not the world, we wouldn't have the cost of living crisis we have right now, especially on, our heating and electric bills. We're importing 90% of our gas from over there, Norway. It's outrageous. So, Labour Party members of Parliament, the credible ones that still exist, get rid of this balloon. Absolutely get rid of him. And I'll tell you something now, if you even consider the patsy that is Angela Rayner, because that's what she is. She's a patsy. The only reason why you consider her is so you can throw her under the bus later on when people get calling for change again. So, a waste of time. Ed Miliband, if that man gets in, then you all deserve to absolutely lose your seats. You're not getting it. Andy Burnham, wild card. No more wilder than Nigel Farage, because he's a man of the people. He's quite left-wing, but he's a man of the people. And the Labour Party needs some radical changes right now. Radical changes beyond all belief. But I don't think it's enough, if I'm brutally honest with you. I also believe there's a huge change in the political landscape in the UK. And I think come 2029, when the new general election goes to the public, I don't think we'll see either the Conservatives or Labour sitting opposite each other in the leading party benches. I think we're going to see such a radical change. It's going to be quite unique. I never thought I'd say this, but the Liberal Democrats seem to be making small but steady progress. But obviously, the mass opinion of the nation is pretty obvious right now that Reform have got the vote. Is it the right vote? Only time will tell. It's Saturday. The sun is shining. Riley is very frustrated. I must go enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope you're all smiling this weekend. Don't be too extreme. Don't be too radical about people's opinions. We're all entitled to them. That's what makes us who we are. Just stand for what you believe in. That's the important thing. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.